Hi there, thank you for joining with me. You know, there's a story going around about the two women who stopped at a petrol station in the west coast of Scotland and asked where the lighthouses were. Now, the person that served the station was a wee bit confused and asked if there was any reason they were looking for lighthouses. And one of them said, "We understand that they offer a good paying job. We saw an ad in the paper about them, but we don't know where to go and look and apply." And the service attendant said, "As far as I know, there are no lighthouses in this area. Let me see the ad." And sure enough, there was the ad which read, "Light housekeeping needed. Apply in person." Pretty grim, but you and I know how easily people can get the wrong end of the stick, how easily they can misunderstand what you've said or written. Communication is a wonderful thing, but it can be tricky for every minister, school teacher, politician, doctor and many more who would testify. What we say is not necessarily what people hear. But as you've listened, you may indeed have decided, because my story is about two women and not two men, that I'm a bit sexist and you're not going to listen anymore. I'm told that communication has at least three critical elements. Firstly, there's the sender. Secondly, there's the message. And thirdly, the person who receives that message. I say at least three elements, I'm sure there's more. For example, the relationship between the sender and the receiver. Some marriage couples, I understand, can almost finish each other's sentences. Communication can be affected by whether the sender and the receiver share the same experiences. One man once took his family to one of those restaurants where the walls were plastered with various film memorabilia. And when he was trying to catch the eye of the waiter to get a table, he noticed his 9-year-old daughter looking at a poster of Superman standing outside the telephone box, and she looked pretty confused. "Doesn't she know who Superman is?" he whispered to his wife. "Worse than that," she said. "She doesn't even know what a phone box is." Well, Jesus told a story about a farmer sowing seed and the kind of ground it fell on, and not all of it was good. So what happened to the seed that the farmer sowed in Jesus' story? Well, some was eaten by the birds, some withered because the ground was too hard, some fell among thorns and was choked, but some of the seed fell in good ground and it prospered. And Jesus was actually talking about a reaction to the Christian gospel. Some half listen, the message doesn't go home. Others are indifferent or maybe even hostile. The message never gets a chance. But there are some who are interested, but they've a lot in their mind, and so the message just gets choked. But then, those who respond to what had been said and act upon it. Not for the first time, the disciples didn't really get it. Make it clearer, they said. Maybe it was prepared for the reaction, and the reaction they would meet as they told the gospel story. Communication is part of being a Christian. Through what we say, but also the way we act. Whether our faith is important or unimportant to us, and that, for me, is a wee bit scary. We actually are not very good at talking about our faith, but take heart. Frankly, I've often thought if you have what we call in Scotland the gift of the gab, you can talk, then it's easy. But the hard part is really backing up what you say by how you act to those around you. And that for me is the hard part. And also, that's the part that I think has the greatest influence when we really practice what we preach. Again, thanks for listening to me, and God bless you this week and always.